So I wanted to make this whipped mango hair butter that Natural 85 made on her channel, but she used a scale to measure out the products, and I wanted to use it with measuring cups because that's what I had on hand. So if you want to learn how to mix up this butter using, tablespoons and teaspoons, keep watching. Hi, my name is Mimi and welcome to my channel Untwisted, where I plan to share tips to you simplify your natural hair care routine. Details about the measurements and types of butters I'm using for this recipe can be found on my website in the link below. But I'm using mango butter, cocoa butter, Capuacu butter, and Kokum butter. Notice that the cocoa butter is in these wafers. After I'm done measuring the butter, I'm going to melt this all down so that the butters are all blended. This recipe uses a lot of ingredients. I think if I had to simplify and choose two butters, it would definitely be the mango butter because that is the primary ingredient, and probably one of the softer butters like the Kokum butter if I were making this and I only wanted to use fewer ingredients. Also, you can find these butters in small quantities like 4 ounce or 2 ounces on Etsy. So if you just want to experiment with making one batch of these, you don't have to buy a whole pound of butter, a whole pound of each one of these butters. So you can go to Etsy and purchase very small quantities of these butters on there. Again, all that information is on the link in my website. Okay, so now I'm all done measuring out the butters, and I'm going to melt them using the double boiler method. So I'm going to place this ceramic mug, inside of a bath of hot water. I'm covering to make sure no water gets mixed in with the butters, because that kind of reduces the shelf life of your final product. So now that it is all melted, I'm going to add the oils. Again, these are a lot of oils. But again, I was following the recipe from Natural 85. If you wanted to simplify this, you could use just probably jojoba oil. It's like the one that's closest to your natural skin oils, or sweet almond oil. Those are pretty neutral oils and probably flexible enough to be used on all hair types, whereas like the castor oil is a little heavy for fine hair. Again, this is like a ingredient packed but nutrient dense butter for your hair. Yeah, and if you're not a DIY, you don't have these oils on hand, it can get pricey. So again, if you want to simplify, I would probably just use jojoba or sweet almond oil. If you follow the link in my description, my website has where to find these ingredients and how much of each I use to make this recipe. So now that the oils are all mixed with the butters, I'm going to let this cool in the fridge for a bit until it's hard. So here we are, it's hard. I cut it up into a few pieces to make it easier to blend. Now these chunks are pretty solid, not easily broken with your hands. So now I'm going to use my hand mixer to start whipping this butter into some nice fluffiness. This is probably my favorite part of the process. It is very relaxing. It takes a little bit for this to come together, but I'm just going to keep whipping and scraping the sides occasionally to get it all back into the middle of the bowl. So again, so I'm just going to continue whipping, and when this is all done, I am going to add aloe vera gel. This is aloe vera gel is like 99% natural. It was recommended by Natural 85 because it is mostly natural, but it has a preservative. If you use aloe vera gel without a preservative, this blend would have to be refrigerated. And after I add the aloe vera gel, I'm just going to whip it up some more. And now that I'm all done, I'm going to go back, grab some cosmetic jars and a Ziploc bag. I'm going to use a Ziploc bag to pipe the whipped butter into cosmetic jars. So I got these cosmetic jars off of Amazon. I think they were about 4-ounce jars. I ended up with filling 2.5 of these. So using the Ziploc bag as a piping bag kind of keeps the mix neat and makes it easier to fill the jars. So I'm just repeating this to get 3 mini jars. Yeah, and I used one for my hair, and I actually used one for my hands. So this is a flexible butter that you can use for either your hair or your skin. And this is the last jar. I'm gonna try to get as much out of that bowl as I can, and I'm skipping the piping bag for now. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So it's a great butter. If you want to make it, it's great. I'll link to Natural 85's video where she first made this butter, and I'll also link again to my website where I found all these products. And again, she uses weights in her video where I use measuring cups. I used a conversion to figure out how to use measuring cups versus a weight because I didn't have a scale. Thanks for watching.